Welcome to Divine Honey Podcast. I am your host, your friend, Tamika Johnson.
And I am your co host, your favorite neighborhood Spider Man, Tim Johnson.
Welcome. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This show is about human experiences. This includes thought provoking conversations. Importantly, our Divine Honey guest and sharing stories about love, life, journey, and purpose. If you're watching live or on the replay and you feel inspired, please leave questions, comments in the chat. Engagement is more than welcome.
And hit that follow button, share it out. Share it out. We trying to take this global.
Yes. And subscribe, like, share, all of the above.
Yeah, need all that.
All that. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm all right. We been getting our butts kicked on this basketball court out here trying to act like I'm a real hooper. You heard? Ain't going too hot. Feel me? But other than that, everything's good. Good work week.
Nice.
Wife's good. Kingston's good. Being wild. Landon's well. So it's been a good week. How about for you?
Good. It's better now. Just a little share, not too much detail, but I was in Iowa part of last week and this week. Oh, this week I just got back to Arizona yesterday. So my dad was in the hospital, but he is doing well and recovering. So thanks everybody for checking in and for your prayers and concerns. It's much appreciated. But I am happy that everything's good on that end, and I'm happy to be back home. Tim, I cannot move back there.
Good.
Woo!
It
Lord.
ain't that. Cedar Rapids is just for all the people watching from Cedar Rapids. You know what I'm saying? We still got love for you, but I don't know what's going on in Cedar Rapids, man. It's you would think, in all honesty, you would think that with the population like 400,000, maybe higher than that, you would think they would have a lot more infrastructure as far as things they do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when I go back, even from Des Moines, and Des Moines ain't nothing. Like you know what I'm saying? We got more stuff to do here in Des Moines, but like you go to Cedar Rapids from Des Moines, you think of Cedar Rapids like a small town.
Right. It's operating like a small town
Yeah,
for
it's out.
sure.
Yeah, it's different.
Um, no, it was the weather sucked, of course. It was cloudy the whole time, no hint of sunlight. That
We
that
got
was
sun today.
huh? Huh?
We
You
got
got
sun
sun?
today.
Wow. But here's the thing I kind of like was, just tired off my schedule, all these things, emotions running up and down. So everything's good. So I'm ready to come home. Tell me why in Cedar Rapids the TSA line was wrapped all the way back to like the counters. I guess there was some rescheduled flights because of fog, and then some of the workers were out sick. So they had like one person like scanning the thing and only like two belts going. And I got there at 2:30. My flight leaves at 3:57. Gate closes 15 minutes early. All of a sudden, I felt like tears like welling up in my eyes because I've had it up to here. I need to go home.
You're ready to go.
Like, but
Tell
I
me
made
where
it.
to go.
Yes, I made it 5 minutes before the gate closed. But everybody got on just fine. But whew,
Yeah, I would imagine it wouldn't have been. I mean, the thoughts going through your head; those are valid feelings. But I would
hmm
imagine the whole airport's and understanding that short staff is an issue.
yeah, because I was like, oh Lord, please don't let me have. Have you ever been just at your threshold of what you can? I don't know, just out of whack. I was like, oh my God, I cannot end up having a meltdown. I gotta like hold this shit in. But I made it safe and sound, safe
That's
and
good.
sound. So, and then all is well. So, thank God.
Thank God.
hmm So, we're gonna be talking about today. Bump, bump, pop culture. You guys, I Love pop culture. I love celebrity. I love reality shows. Well, I can't watch like whole reality shows, but I like clips. Now you can watch everything in a clip.
Silly stuff.
Yeah, silly stuff. I like knowing what's going on. One of my favorite shows is the TGIF. That is for so I can get all my information in one.
I
It's
guess I
mine.
watch The Breakfast Club a lot.
I
I,
still
I
watch The Breakfast Club.
yeah, I watch The Breakfast Club, so I think that's probably about it.
But they have like a variety of things. They got your righteous and your ratchetness.
Right.
A little balance.
Right.
So, do you think that they're gonna have Jess Hilarious? Did you hear what happened with her?
No, I don't.
Did
I
you watch her?
what?
They're switching around co-hosts. I thought she was gonna end up being the co-host. I
Yeah,
guess she.
there was something that I saw on Insta that she had made a comment about she was going to be the third co-host, and then Charlemagne got stopped outside of, I think it was probably him coming out of the building in New York, and they were asking him about it, and he's saying he don't know. So it would be awesome if they had her. To be honest, she blends well with Charlemagne and Envy, so
She really
it would
does.
be something dope. I think she, out of all of the co-hosts they've had on there, she does the best because she can take the jokes that they give, and then she also gives them out because she's a comedian herself. So it ain't like it ain't no hard feelings. Like they blend well up there.
I thought so too. I like her. One of the hosts that I like from the T, Claudia Jordan, goes on there, but I like her in her lane.
Yeah, not on there.
So, but yeah, it's just. But yes, so. Oh, hey, King says hi, TT. We are here. Hey, Kingaling.
What?
So let's get it started. So you guys, we are going into my favorite month, February, Black History Month. So Tim, you're in the school systems. What do they
Not
do
anymore.
well, you're not. What were they doing? What were they doing for Black History Month?
It depends. Every school is different, which I wish that would be something that was more universal, but it's hard. It's hard to make anything universal when you have a bunch of different leaders without like a mission and a vision of where you want things to go and all of those things. But yeah, so when I was at North, one of the teachers created like the periodic table. So she created like a periodic table of all like Black historians. It was super dope actually. And then you could go with your cell phone to like make it interactive. You can go on your cell phone, take a picture of the little QR code, and then you can get like it's a link to a website that tells you who this person is. So like if Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is on there being bowed, you take a picture of that QR code and it gives you like a biography of Dr. Martin Luther King. So it's super dope. And then she has like folks from like the older days to the more common names that the students would know who they are. But if you didn't know who you are, like you take a picture of that QR code and then it tells you about it.
But I wonder, are they teaching a little more like than just like, which Martin Luther King, they're very important, but when I was growing up, it would be like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks.
Yeah, that's still the same. It's hard now. It's even like I would imagine you guys might deal with, well, I don't know. Is Arizona a Republic state or a Democratic state?
It is. I don't care. It turned blue this last time, but this is a Republican state.
So in the state of Iowa, it's hard to speak of Black history in the realm of, I mean, I don't think it's like illegal to speak of Black history, but there's a fear around speaking of it because there's been legislation passed about social emotional learning in school, critical race theory being taught in school, different book bans in school. So it's hard to, I would imagine that some of our teachers, like we have bold teachers in Des Moines Public Schools, but some of our teachers would be a little on the edge of what can I say versus what can I say? Because once one of my students hear this, then they might go home and tell their parents. Now we on the news, you know what I'm saying? So it could be like a whole downward spiral. So it's going to be interesting. And now that I don't work there anymore, I would say it's going to be interesting what happens this month or this on Thursday as the first day of Black History Month, what goes on in the school buildings as people are kind of fearful and a little bit worried about the repercussions or what comes reinforcement that comes with me speaking to Black individuals or bringing up and celebrating Black life.
Right. So then what does that do to us? It's just like it gets really frustrating. Like we don't matter.
It's hard.
And it's hard. And having those conversations, I mean, the conversation isn't hard for me. It's probably hard for the other people on the other end. And we're just in a climate of being offended.
Yeah, I think there's multiple ways around it though. Like you can know who you are as an individual, as a person. But I think when we, in all honesty, if we think of just like the holistic picture,
Hmm.
if I know who I am and where I fit in this, sure, there's going to be occasions when I am offended, but if I'm aware that this is the setting that I'm putting myself into, you got to be ready to take those punches.
For sure. But then how does this like, okay, so especially in the school system, how is this affecting like the Black kids for them to able to feel prideful, and then you have this other force trying to delete
Yeah, I would
accomplishments
say
and
for
the
the
atrocity.
yeah, 100 for the kids are never going to be in trouble for doing anything in the realm of Black history or celebrating Black. The kids
Well,
won't.
not the kids. I'm saying, what is it doing to them psychologically? There's this. We're trying to celebrate
Sure.
our culture, our heritage, which was stripped away from us, and we had to create our own.
Hmm.
And there's pushback, or they want to ban stuff. They don't want to talk about it. How I wondered as kids, how do they interpret that?
I think it's like on a continuum. Imagine I got like a continuum right here. I got my
Mhm.
background on just so you can't see what's going on behind me. But I'm making my hands in a continuum. So you got some kids that are going to be active and all about it, and then you got some kids who could care less. And I think the growing numbers of the kids that could care less are are becoming more of the popular demand of who cares? Like I really don't even like school. I really don't like you as a teacher. I get along
Right.
with some of my peers, you know what I mean? But then
Well,
you do have some very strong kids who do advocate for making change and having these conversations and doing these things in the building, which are need to be celebrated and uplifted. And most of the time that those kids they are. So they're probably in some kind of in Des
mhm.
Moines Public Schools specifically, we have like a lot of leadership opportunities that you can get involved in. And those kids would probably be more of those those leadership students.
Yeah. And the communities too, like just us as a people, we have to hold our own festivities and celebrations, which we do, and it's a lot of that here. And I'm
Oh, that's
sure
dope.
in the more and I love it, and I love it when everybody comes together because it's very important to we have a lot of things to be proud of.
But
We do.
I think it's deeper. Yes, I agree 100%, but I
Yes.
think it's deeper than that. Black History Month is a reminder. It also, like for me, it's a reminder that we really don't rock with each other like that in the first place. Because why does it take a month for us to like really come and celebrate when we could be doing this every month? In all honesty, like we really could be.
I have a little bit of a different view on that. I sometimes think individually who you surround yourself with, people and organizations and things that you're into. I hear people say, "Oh, we don't rock with each other," but I see my experience, a lot of us are rocking with each other. We are trying to build community. We are trying to educate ourselves and be leaders and come together. I
Sure.
see it. It's on both sides. I get what you're saying, but I can't necessarily say I don't see it at all. But I'm just one person, right? In
Right.
this small bubble. But I've had the pleasure to work with many, Black activists and everything here in Arizona, and um, men and women trying to do the work.
Right. Right.
And yeah,
I think the work is always going to be getting done, but
Yeah.
the support around it. So like if we really get into it, like how deep was or how big was your group that you would like
Well,
50
I was
people?
in my
Like
group.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like I wouldn't say thousands,
Yeah,
hundreds.
right. That's what
Like
I'm saying. So like that's when I'm talking about when we rock with each other, I'm saying like our support, our foundation, like this is something spiritually that we're all going with week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? We know the
Mhm,
strike, we know the fight, we know how hard it is, but we not giving up and we continue to go. I think when this to me, when this month comes, it just is like, all of the work of the folks that paved the way for us. Like I think there are big highs. Like we have like really, really big highs. Like Dr.
mhm,
Martin Luther King Day, big high. Everybody goes out and does some kind of community service or
right.
some kind of giving thing, and then they wake up the next day like, oh, I'm back to normal. Black
No,
History Month comes up. Oh yeah, let's go, man. We always talk
right,
about Dr. Martin King, Rosa Parks, those the same ones, W.E. Du Bois, you know what I'm saying? Like we got 10 names that we always talk about all the time.
right.
But there's like more parts of Black history that we don't even touch on because we don't know. And then look, February 28th comes. Now we March 1st. Oh, it's already
Right.
gone. Whoop. You feel what I'm saying? So like I think there are organizations out there that try to continue that fight, but what does that
Mhm,
support look like for them?
that is true.
Folks,
'Cause it's
people tap in for that Dr. Martin Luther King Day, then they tap in February, but then come all the 28, 365 minus 28. I ain't about to do math live, but we'll say 330 days out of the year. What else y'all doing? Not that. You feel what I'm saying? So like,
no, I get it. I feel you. I feel you. Um, so I'm thinking even for my page, I'm gonna post something during Black History Month,
mhm.
but none of those 10 people.
There you go. There it is,
None of
man.
those 10 people. And
Straight like that.
yeah,
There's
right like that. And then just always just still educating yourself like what's going on, like
facts.
racially and all that stuff, and not being afraid to challenge.
Yeah,
Um, don't be afraid to challenge. Allyship is good. It's important. I'm not really here to I can't educate other people. I feel like I don't have the
nah, anybody can be an educator. Don't shrink
yeah,
yourself. Anybody
yeah.
can do it.
No, it's not that. I'm saying I don't know if I have the energy to even like educate on I don't know blackness.
Yeah, you do. You're doing it right now.
I guess I am, but it's like it gets tiring, is what I'm
That's
saying.
100%. That's why you got to have that support and that foundation.
Yes.
That's facts.
So and different, different experiences. And I know in jobs and corporate America, they're trying to be better about language. Language is important, you
It
guys.
is.
Words are important. And so I guess I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, be a part of things and organizations and
Keep rocking.
look, keep rocking.
Feel me? But yeah,
So
like
yes,
just to wrap it up, like more things that we could do throughout the year. Like I think maybe that should be something we put a challenge out for.
yes, that's something that would be I will try to we can try to come together and think of a challenge throughout the year to just keep the conversation going. And that's all we can do.
Right.
And
Facts.
just still being involved in our community. I think the big thing is being community minded. I think we get to a point being individuals.
Very much so.
And it's about community even with children, it takes a village,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um even like in our communities learning how to communicate conflict resolution.
Yeah.
I think it's very important, and especially like in our community, is to learn how to have community conflict resolution,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to communicate with each other to resolve things. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's not safe for us to bring
Well, that's where
authorities.
those impulse control. When you're not able to conflict, bring something to peace and calm it down. all of those impulsive natures, our tendencies of survival come out.
Yeah. You know what I think about back in the day, just to kind of close out, the church was very involved in civil
Facts.
rights and very, you had your leaders. They was very like these people were dying.
Hmm.
And now it's like so politically correct. They're towing the line. They're not even like jumping in as much as like you would see back during the civil rights era. Like that's who led everything was the church.
Yep. But see, that's when I think of like us being fickle as a community. We just jump boats. So it's hard. It's hard now, I would imagine. And I try not to talk bad about the church at all because it's a good community to thrive in and do what you got to do. It's a great community to be a part of.
Mhm.
But I also think the fickleness of our, just like the Black community itself, we jump from church to church to church. Oh, this person wronged me. This person did this to me. This person judged me. This person, this person, this person. Whereas if the church also had those conflict resolution skills, when we were able to have
Mhm.
those tough conversations where you did
Mhm.
feel like you were wronged, I think that could also support the growth and opportunities of doing a lot of this community work. Because it's hard for like a small Black church to go out and do some of that work if they ain't got no support. It's four people out there. You got the pastor, maybe a couple of pastors and the secretary, but then you put it out there for the folks to come, your
Mhm.
church members to come, and ain't nobody showing up.
Right. So it's community.
Yep.
You know what I just thought about? I'm gonna say one more thing about this. I like will be watching different things like Martin Luther King was only 39 years old when he died.
Right.
Why did all of them look old? They was stressed out.
They was
I
working.
watched about Fred Hammond. He was only 21 for the Black Panther Party.
Yeah, and the
They look
FBI,
they all look old
FBI
as
killed them.
hell.
Yeah, they was tired. They was tired. They was working. Imagine that, like being a part of that time where you're already outspoken already. You got a target on your back. People don't like you, black or white. You feel what I'm saying? So like, what do you do? You stress. You literally thinking your last day is every day you leave your house. You might not make it back to the crib.
That's wild. Well, we gonna be celebrating
I was
this
listening
month.
to I can't think of his name, but he does a lot of public speaking. He's the guy that played football at Tennessee and got like hit in his neck or something, but now he can't. I think it's his left arm. Like there's no
Mhm.
feeling left in his left arm. Black dude.
I
I
don't
can't think
know.
of it. I can't think of his name right now, but he played football at Tennessee. The injury probably happened like 7, 10 years ago, maybe. But he speaks of the biggest blessing that we do have and that we take for granted is waking up and leaving your house and making it back home.
Facts
That's the biggest
for
blessing we
sure.
take for granted, and people don't even think about it because we think it's day to day and it's supposed to be given up to us. I was like, that's
That's
deep.
that. That's
That's
deep.
deep.
I like that. Well, I was asking you earlier, we are talking today. So I always liked the movie The Color Purple, but that is a very when you really think about it, it's a very it's not a happy movie at all. It's
No.
very traumatizing, and it gets to the root of things. I read the book before, and then I just grew up on the movie. So they had the musical. I didn't end up going to see it, and I was excited to go, but I don't know. I might still. I don't know. But I was thinking about what Taraji was talking about, how um black actors, black women are underpaid,
Hmm.
and how she could do all these accomplishments and she always has to prove herself. And she kind of just broke down crying and stuff. She's on this press tour,
Hmm.
and I love Taraji. But I noticed Monique said the same things. And y'all dragged her. Like, what's the difference? Someone said delivery, but who cares? Same message. What
No,
delivery is she
I
supposed to
honestly
have?
think
Not you.
Monique's delivery is better than Taraji. Taraji's crying. Monique was just straight stern with it. Like, this is the reality.
This is the reality. And the thing with her I liked about next time, she goes, we got to stop saying next time
Right.
and challenge and call people out. And being able, I did like that interview with Monique and Steve Harvey, and he said sometimes he was like, "Yeah, we're black out here. Sometimes you have to set integrity to the side." And she said, "I can't do that.
Can't do it.
Can't do that." And that's what I just always like respected about her.
I mean, I just think if we think of like the cinema space,
Hmm.
it's difficult because two things. I think we also need to stop doing like saying like black cinema,
Hmm.
because as black folks, we always bring each other down no matter what. Oh, they don't act that good. Oh, I got a cousin that could have acted better now. Or I got, you know what I'm saying? We do that all the time. So then we don't even go see the movie because we done down talked it so much that we don't even want to go see it to support it. And then
Hmm.
you think of the budget. So then if I got a budget for 5 million, or we'll go 50 million. The budget's $50 million. So that's
Hmm.
paying for, your set, your directors, casting your crew, whatever, right? So we already invested $50 million. It goes to box office. That thing only makes $5 million. Now what?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, even thinking of that, like I think of Will Smith. Will Smith's biggest movie was Suicide Squad. How many? You know
Really
how many? You know how many? Yes, that's the highest earning movie he's had is Suicide Squad.
interesting.
That's
I've
a
never seen
DC Comics movie. Like
that.
that's the
Right.
highest. That's the most money he's ever made from Suicide Squad. And I think Will Smith was like 40 something at the time. That's the highest grossing movie as an actor, much money he's made. And Will Smith has been in how many movies?
Right. And he's done a bunch of
He's
blockbusters.
done a
So
done a bunch of blockbusters. So when we think about cinema in itself, if again, like the community building and all the stuff we were just talking about within our culture, we got to go out there and support that stuff. I think
right.
of the one movie when Buddy, what is it called? He's like calling himself the Messiah or whatever. It came out, I want to say maybe that first week of January. Uh,
The Black Messiah?
is that what it's called? The book of Charles. Hold on, what is it called?
No, the Book of Charles. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
What's
the
it
one.
called though? You know what I'm talking about? It just dropped.
It just dropped. I have not I don't know much about it. It just dropped.
So like if we look at the numbers, so The Color Purple did like 10 million that first week, and then
Uh-huh.
it's dropped in money ever since.
Right.
That movie did like 13 million the first week, and then it's dropped ever since. So like if actors want to make more money, essentially, if I'm the director, if I know, and this is going to sound as straight, it's just what it is. If you're only going to be able to make us this much money, then how can we pay you so much money? And that's the part that
But,
sucks.
but I don't agree with that to an extent. There's black actors in I let's use Taraji as an example. Benjamin Button, she was at least third on the sheet.
She was supporting cast.
She was supporting, but she still won an Oscar.
Right, facts.
Facts.
Supporting cast,
But
yeah.
still seeing after that, she still basically had to start over.
Yeah. Because as a lead role versus a supporting cast member is something different.
Okay. We're gonna take Viola Davis then.
Viola Davis said the same thing that Taraji and
Yes,
Monique
but
said.
she's comparable. She is a Viola Davis is literally in comparison to a Meryl Streep.
Yeah, facts.
She's in that league.
She was
Yeah,
one of the pioneers of having the conversation too.
yeah. So
She's
what
had
about
she's
what's
had
going
some,
on with her? She's proved it. She's been in A-list movies. She's done it all. She's done it all. I
yeah,
will say
she
she's a
has
person who's done it all.
facts.
And why is
But
she being shortchanged?
it goes to the fact of the amount of money that's going to take. If I put out a movie
Hmm.
and I got Viola Davis versus Meryl Streep, which one is going to make more money?
And what do you think that are you going to say Meryl Streep?
Yeah, Meryl Streep's going to make more
Right.
bread.
And why?
So
And why?
we gonna pay Meryl Streep the bread, and we gonna pay Viola 60% of the bread that we gonna give Meryl Streep.
And what do you think so we can change that?
I think we got to go and get re-socialized, reprogrammed in our brains to support all people. To be honest with you, I still think in the heart of hearts, I was having this conversation with one of my coworkers the other day about just our brain chemistry and when we see black people versus when we see white people. I think a lot of times when we see blackness, we think of fear, we think of negativity, we think of criminals, we think of like super predators. Like that's where our brains go.
But
We see
why?
that's how we've been programming like
Because
on everything. If you watch TV, you watch movies, shit on social media, fighting, robbing, like the news stories, like our brains are being programmed to believe these certain ideologies of certain folks based off what we feed our eyes and feed our brains. Subconsciously, we make these choices based off of the programming that we've been into.
And who did the programming?
It is what it is.
It's Rachel.
It is what it is.
No, it's.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not
it's
saying
a
that it's not.
construct.
I'm not saying that it's not, but what I am saying is being aware of it and not doing anything about it is the problem, because it's in existence.
Right.
So when we have something that's in existence and you don't want to do anything to solve the problem or fix the problem for yourself individually, then that's a bigger problem.
I got you. But I guess that's like a touchy point for me. It's like, oh, seeing us in these negative lights, but we've had negativity and atrocity and violence put on us.
Facts. No, there's no denying it. Yeah.
And it just frustrates me.
Oh, it's the most frustrating.
It just makes me angry.
Yeah, 100%.
But with that, the negativity that's shown, but our culture and the things that we contribute, and I'm only speaking about the US because I'm only from the US, is being a Black American. Being a Black American, it's different because of the different experience of how we got here. And
yeah, we're highly,
it's different. Yeah. But we've contributed so much.
100%. And it's always going to be shadowed because in the background of how we do each other as a whole culture, when we're not uplifting and celebrating those things, we don't trust each other enough that someone's not trying to get over on me. It all falls to the wayside.
So what, like the crabs in the barrel mentality?
Yeah, like falls, because like again, like thinking of Viola Gibson, like she's made some great movies, like truly. But go look at what she does in the box office. We got a rock star Black actor, and what does she do in the box office?
I don't know numbers for sure.
I don't either, but that's like the questions, like Taraji P. Henson, the same thing, like great actor, but what does she produce in the box office when she's a lead role? Monique, when you're in the box office, what do you produce when you're in the lead role?
But a lot racism plays a part in that.
I'm not saying I'm not
okay.
saying
I just want to make that clear. It plays
100%. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying, as a community, if we're sticking to these things and we want to support each other, we could go spend that $20 at the box office to support those actors if we're feel so strongly about what's going on.
100%.
You just said you ain't even going to see The Color Purple.
I haven't, because it is a traumatizing movie. It's like trauma triggering, but I planned to go see it, but now I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, you went and saw Beyonce though,
huh?
I said you went and saw Beyonce though. So what's up? What's good? All right,
Beyonce is a lighter note, okay?
I'm just saying. You got to call it what it is. You got to have it both ways.
You're right.
If we want to really do this stuff, I mean, we got to really be about what we're talking about.
100%, and have these conversations and hold each other accountable to that. You got me, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I got some comments in here.
But the one lady, they had the one lady on there on the Breakfast Club I watched. What was Shorty's name on Living Single? Not
Max.
Yeah, Max.
Shaw.
She was on there. She was on the Breakfast Club talking that real talk, like for real. And that's where I got a lot of the ideas. Like she's really talking, because like when we really think of cinema, like let's think of cinema. We got to stop categorizing it as Black cinema. This is a movie.
Right.
Let's go see this movie and let's support this movie. You feel what I'm saying? And once we get away from that, because I think a lot of times we deter ourselves from going to support something based off of whatever we have going on. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, stop. We got to stop. First off, that's oppressor language. We got to stop calling it black cinema. Let's just call it cinema. This is a movie. Let's go to the movies.
Facts.
So it's like, oh, I never even thought about it like that. Obviously, we're not actors.
Right.
And we've never been in those roles, but
okay, let's look at some comments. So let's start here. So just a key at heart, voices of Disney characters that are mean are usually black actors. Does that make sense? Disney voices of Disney that are mean are usually black.
So
actors.
like the bad person of the movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
It will have that voice. Gotcha. I see that. So it starts young, the programming. She's speaking of the programming. Yep. And that's how they start with that. That's a good point. I didn't think of it that way, but that is part of programming the mind. I like that. Bridget Giles says that also comes with a poverty mentality. How many times have we started businesses in our community and they want to hook up?
Yep.
That doesn't support you. I agree with that. Here's the thing. Y'all do not ask people who are doing their jobs, hairdressers, they're making a living, especially people of your own community. We need the dollars to be circulating and helping our people. Pay them their money and pay them what they're worth.
Facts.
It's respecting them and it's respecting yourself. Yeah. And then you can read this one, Tim.
Even if we all go see the movie, we also need other races to see the movie and bring in the dollars. 100%. Bring your friends, bring your family members, bring everybody to go support that. Because bottom line is the money, actors make money off us going to see them. Bring everybody, not just the one culture. And that's why a lot of times, like your Brad Pitts, everybody's going to see Brad Pitt.
Right.
Everybody.
That Brad Pitt is still fine.
Look at you. Look at you. I'm just saying, like, you get a Brad Pitt, everybody's going to go see it. You feel me? Robert Downey Jr., everybody's going to go see it. Then you put Jamie Foxx in the movie, half the people go see it. Will Smith, half the people go see it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody got to be out there. Thanks for that comment, for sure.
And what's the next one? Oh, Bridget said exactly. Labels adds to division.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can read the next one, she said.
I've honestly not watched quote unquote black movies because they come off as low budget.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
The budgets of a lot of the movies for like more of like the black crowd, so to speak. We're trying to get away from that language, but the budgets are a lot lower because they don't know how much money is going to come in from the movie. So like, it's really hard to make an investment if I know we're not going to get a return on it. That's the hardest part. That's the part of the business.
I have another thought process, and maybe because now we're in 2020 in the 24.
Yep.
So back in the day, remember all the movies in the 90s? Those were quality. Those Spike Lee movies, those are quality movies. That's artistry right there. The way he moves the camera, all the Best Man, like The Wood, all those, they were technically Boys in the Hood, black cinema, but those were of budget, of quality, Higher Learning, all of that. But it was like this time period where they were cranking them out. And maybe I still a little bit live there. You get what I'm saying?
But even if we go and look at how much money they made, it might be actually shocking.
Right. That's facts.
That's the thing about it. Like, yes, those movies were dope to us. I go have a conversation with my homie. They probably never even heard of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think like that was a time period where I loved those movies. But what Bridget's saying too, she goes, Yes, I'm thinking more Hallmark movies with the black main characters in the late 2000s. Yeah. Oh, and you know what the thing is now? Those Tubi movies. Look, I'll watch me a Tubi movie, but that's low budget. That's super low budget.
Yeah, that's
But
probably done off an iPhone, low key.
but yeah, but I feel like there was a period in the earlier, like the early 2090s, where
Yeah,
those emerging directors and writers were coming up. So I feel you on that.
but I think big things will be coming here soon because now Tyler Perry has his own recording space, like a big space in Georgia. So
Well, you know, people shit on Tyler Perry a lot, but he's
yeah.
doing he's
Who shits on Tyler Perry?
we shit on Tyler Perry.
Come on, man.
He has a studio.
Come on, man.
He has. Did you watch his documentary?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Very inspiring.
It's his mom's name, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. Like he has his own studio.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Okay.
We create and do so much to ourselves as a culture. And it's because our brains, man, like if we really want to tap in and do that self-work, let's get back to loving ourselves again.
I want to add this. Sometimes when we're talking about that label again, Black cinema, you know what comes to my head really quickly? I think of like I'm still thinking Black Americans, and sometimes we're so trapped in our bubble. There's Black people everywhere. There's
Yeah.
other cultures everywhere that race is just different. It doesn't mean the same thing here
Mm-hmm.
as in there. So you got to think about the world. Sometimes we get in a place we're not thinking of the world.
Facts.
I want to add this. You know what are good at movies? Nollywood movies. That is Nigerian movies. Those movies are good.
Yeah. And you got
I watch,
Bollywood. You got
yes,
Bollywood. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So there's those labels there too. So
The Asian movies is starting to crack a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's a lot of movies out here. It's just we got to stop with the hate, the self-hate. The
Oh,
self-hate messes it up. Go ahead.
oh, we got somebody Bridget dropping facts in here. She said Hustle and Flow, Terrence Howard. Oh yeah, he only made $12,000 for that movie, and they stole the royalty to the song. They did.
See?
And then and Bridget's writing a book. In the book I'm writing, I am purposely not citing a race so that the reader can imagine the person they want.
That's
And
what's
I've
up.
been reading. I'm gonna read more. I'm reading behind. I've gotten a little taste of it, and I was like imagining them in our head. She's doing a very good job of doing that. So it's whatever how you see it in your head. So I do
Yeah.
agree, Bridget. You're doing a great job of that. And when her book drops, she's coming back here. We're gonna talk about it.
Oh yeah, let's get to it.
Yes, because it's good. I'm very proud of her. It's really good, and I'm not saying that just because she's my friend.
You could be, but it's whatever.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. No, I'm not. I wouldn't even bring it up if it was bad. So there's that.
And we talking about support one another, bro. Come on, man.
I would still buy her book. I would do all the stuff, but I wouldn't. I would bring her on the show, but I wouldn't keep doing this, emphasizing it.
You bogus.
No. Okay, so the next thing, this is kind of some old news, but the Cat Williams thing. What did you think of that? I watched the whole 2-hour thing. What did you feel about
Hey, real talk though. All I'm gonna say is this: go and watch those skits from Ced the Entertainer and Steve Harvey. Like, really go watch the skits. Cat could be telling a lie, but go watch them skits because them jokes is similar.
Mm-hmm.
Them jokes is very similar now. So I mean, he came on. I think he came on there with a mission. He's about to go on tour. You see, Kevin Hart's wife is on there.
I don't care. I like Cat Williams. Oh, okay. We had this debate: Friday or next Friday. I say Friday, and didn't you say next Friday? You said
next Friday is that's my.
Why?
I like Chris Tucker, like for real. But Mike Epps is comedy in Next Friday, bruh.
But I thought
jokes,
Cat Williams was funnier than Mike Epps.
What?
Cat Williams is funnier than Mike Epps.
The Friday After Next? Or are you talking about stand-up?
I liked him being a pimp and that.
Are you talking about stand-up? Nah,
Even a
nah.
stand-up. No, I think Cat Williams is funnier. I like Mike Epps.
Cat Williams had stand-up comedy in a chokehold, and he decided to trick us off because he wanted to do drugs and drink alcohol.
How you know that? He said no one's ever did drugs with him. He's saying he did not have a drug problem.
How did he
He
get
said,
the? How did he get, look at his record? You can see his records in public. He went to jail.
oh,
Yeah, look and see why he went to jail.
okay. Well, let me not talk. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Come on, get your facts together now.
Tim,
What's up, bro?
I still like Cat Williams better.
We
She said,
need
I'm
to pray
scared
for
for
him.
Cat. He is spilling big things. We need to pray and keep him safe.
That's real. That's real.
Protect Cat at all costs.
Protect Cat. Protect him.
But I thought it was entertaining. I didn't think okay. There was like on Shannon Sharp. I mean, he was just there. I
Club
don't think
Shay
he
Shay.
really. Yeah, Club Shay Shay.
He's a good mediator. He
was-
mediated.
I mean, I don't feel like I felt like Cat gave. He came and he gave.
Cat Williams came there on a mission. He's about to
Yeah.
go on. He's on tour.
But he doesn't need to do that for tour. Those people came for him. He's just replying to things that were said about him.
Cat Williams trying to make some money.
He has money.
Cat Williams trying to make some money, and they try to say that his Fendi jacket he had on was fake. They had it on.
We be talking about the wrong stuff.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's the thing about our culture. We bogus.
We're not. All cultures are bogus.
They had his Fendi jacket on one of the Shein. The Shein had the jacket, the same thing. They tried to say he got it from Shein. They bogus.
Well, no, I do like Cat Williams though.
But yeah, Cat had stand-up comedy in a chokehold. He tricked it off.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Well, then maybe I'm not too educated about it.
Yeah,
it still doesn't change his like accomplishments and the things.
No, yeah, he did his thing. He's trying to make his comeback. He's gearing up for a comeback, and I know it's gonna be funny because he's a funny guy. I would say Cat Williams stand-ups are better than Mike Epps.
Oh, for sure.
Mike Epps is like he appears that he's like structured, but it'd be feeling like he's freestyling.
Oh, there's something really cool that Mike Epps did do. He bought first community. He bought up all those houses, and they're gonna be what is it for income based or
low income? Yep.
Well, yeah, so that's amazing.
No,
that's what I'm saying with all these celebrities and stuff. We should have more like Black-owned banks.
More people are doing that though.
Hospitals.
More people are doing it. It's just now it's hard. Now it's the time for the collective of Black folks to come and start like some kind of bank of something to where they can not have to rely on other people to take out a loan. They can just do it within their own self to do something like owning a football team, owning a basketball team. Because a lot of the times folks are doing that with partnership. So instead of partnering with somebody else, we partner with each other and we can get it done.
And there's some in the like Black farming community, which is smaller now, but a lot of people are getting together and they're buying land.
That's awesome.
And farming, and they're buying this. So people are collectively coming in. That is being done. I just feel like it's not talked about enough.
Exactly.
So
we gotta promote it. We gotta promote that stuff. When you see it, we gotta promote it because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about who owns the airwaves. Don't let me get on my Kanye West rant.
Right.
Who owns the airwaves? Like for real though, like who owns the airwaves?
Right.
So it's like when all these things are happening, if people close by, if you see something, you're not sharing it to allow somebody else to share that might not even have the opportunity of seeing it. It just stays where it's at.
Right. I was thinking of, and this is like bringing up just hilarious. Remember, that guy, what's his name? He was like
Country Wayne?
No, his name was what's his name? Jackson something. He basically was like, would make all these videos about empowering women not to deal with no good men, but he was like cheating on his wife and doing all this stuff.
Who? Kevin Samuels?
Not Kevin, girl. Tim, I'm not talking about Kevin Samuels.
I was about to say, don't come at the homie.
Tim, please.
What's wrong with Kevin Samuels? What's up? Say something. What's up?
I'm not gonna rest.
It's pop culture. What's
God
good?
rest the dead.
R.I.P.
I will say that I have seen videos of Kevin Samuels holding men accountable as well.
He holds everybody accountable.
Right,
That's
but
what I'm
I
saying.
think, but it's interesting. What got him famous was towards the women, and he was a little.
What? Tell me.
I mean, okay, if I went on Kevin Samuels, what he would tell me is, I'm old. I'm probably gonna die alone. All the shits. That's what I would get for sure.
Okay.
But then I wonder why the women would go on there.
Because they wanted the truth.
Well, they wasn't taking it well. So.
People go in there to get the truth, and that's what they was trying to do, is get the truth. Why don't I got a man? Do you really want to know the truth? And I will tell you. It doesn't hurt to hear it. 100%.
So what did you like about Kevin Samuels, Tim?
His confidence in doing that. That stuff is hard.
But what did you feel about the information?
I mean, sometimes I'm like, that's you over the top. But he also trying to make his money too, though. So everything got to be a little glitz and glamorized.
But it's interesting. His ass died alone.
Facts. He probably got poisoned by the somebody in the U.S.
No, he had a heart attack.
You're doing too much. You can get poisoned and have a heart attack.
Okay. Tim.
They took my man out.
But that's not even who I was talking about. Oh,
said, sometimes truth hurts. Yeah, straight like that. Straight like that.
Right. Derek, thank you. Derek Jackson took me off course. So he was like a guy that was going around, like he would make these videos, like just kind of inform us what to watch out in men, red flags and that. This man was cheating on his wife up and down, up and down.
I don't even know who Fam is. He sounds
bogus, he kind of just like fell off his. But what I was saying, he did a video. He would do these videos going back to not wanting anyone to come up. Mm-hmm. He was looking at Just Hilarious video. Like she would ask people, oh, you're an entrepreneur. How did you do this? They would be like, hard work and dedication. But how? Like, who did you talk to? We have to share information. Yeah. And he agreed with why would if I did all the work, I can't just give it over to you. No, you can help somebody and point them in the direction of, they still have to do the research. They still have to put on that work. But if I can say, oh, where did you get I'm trying to get an LLC. Oh, I got one. This is what I did. Here's the link. What does that hurt me any? Or telling you where you can get a website or like this or that. I'm just telling you, you have to still do the research and go from there and learn how to do these things and to operate it.
That's facts. I can give you the blueprint. You still got to work.
Yeah.
I ain't doing none of the work for you. Here.
We cannot be withholding information from each other. It's very important. It's hurting us.
I agree. I can't believe you was hating on my dog, bro. R.I.P. man.
Well, I did see some good ones later where he was like, he was telling this man he was too broke to have he said, you're too broke. You can't have no woman.
It's crazy you like the men getting clowned, but you don't like the women getting clowned. That's wild.
No, because
that's wild, G.
Maybe I have a bias, but I do believe women should be held accountable 100%. I actually do.
Y'all heard it here on live. She believes women should be held accountable.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Sign it on record.
I mean, I have to be held accountable. How do you grow and be better?
Okay, talk that talk. You talking heavy.
So yes. And holding and not even somebody holding me accountable. I gotta hold myself. Somebody can try to hold me accountable all day, but it don't matter if I don't hold myself.
Facts. That's facts.
Hold on. What else did I have in here? Y'all, I'm flipping around. Oh, so you guys, are you gonna vote? We have elections. When is elections? I don't even know. I'm not even following.
The second Tuesday of November is the presidential election.
Okay, that's
the first Tuesday. I think it's the first Tuesday.
Okay.
Man, it's hard to be real. Like for real. my God honest opinion, federal government, it does matter. Like, because we have the right to vote federally, we should do it, because when folks are felons, they're starting to get discriminated against, and those rights get taken away from them. So as our right, we should be able to execute that right as we have it.
Right.
With that being said, state and local government elections are the most important. Like, if y'all really want to have the change, we got to get out there and vote for our research around our legislators, our senators in our areas, our representatives, our attorney generals in our areas, our governors in our areas, our treasurers in our areas. Like, all of those things matter, and learn about what their platform is about, because that stuff indirectly impacts you. Indirectly. So currently I'm now in state government, which is a dope opportunity for me to be in, just for more learning and growth. And there's people in these positions that are appointed through votes and appointed through who the governor is of your state. And they weak. But because we're ignorant to who they are and we haven't taken that time to know who they are, we want to complain about it. But we had an opportunity not to vote them into the spot they in. We just ain't do it because we were, like I said, either didn't want to do it, had other things going on, lazy maybe, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of different things. And my wife's job is on the line. You feel me? So like, this is where we at. You know what I mean? When we don't take those votes, man, we got to vote. We got to vote. Vote, 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 vote.
So we got all year to
learn.
But
if you had a computer, you got till what? That's 11 months. My birthday's in November. Shout out, 35. Made it to see 35. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? If God allows it, you feel me? Big 3-5 in this thing. But yeah, go do your research around the folks around you and who are on these ballots. Learn as much as you can. Get out there and vote.
Oh, sorry. Let me hide that. I like that. I'm gonna do better this year. I mean, I vote, but sometimes when you see that ballot, I was like, oh shit, who's that?
That's what I'm saying.
What you were saying. I'm gonna admit.
I'm 34, bro. Stop being a hater, bro.
The biggest hater. You are already 35.
34.
You working on 36.
Big 3-4. My body feels like I'm 45.
Something else you brought up to me, speaking kind of a little bit about sports. You said Deion Sanders' kids bought him a house.
Yeah, I just saw that on Instagram, maybe Instagram. Yeah, they bought him like a multi-million-dollar house out in Colorado. He already had one, but they bought him another one. They're getting so much money off that name, image, and likeness, NIL. So they taking care of their dad, which is pretty dope. That's good to see.
Something, it seems like he has a really good relationship with.
But even Deion Sanders, let's talk about him in the pop culture.
Okay.
People was dogging him, dragging his name to the mud. Like, he can't be with no woman. If you look at his record, why we keep praising this man? He's had multiple wives or girlfriends or what have you. He got 5 kids.
But he was married for a long time.
He was. He got 5 kids. But they dragging, like, why do we keep doing this stuff? Why do we keep repeating these cycles of hatred, self-hate, and no love for our community? Like, they dragging him. And it's like, bro, why? For what? My man is at a prestigious school. Sure, it might be dominated by white folks, but he's getting his bread. He's taking care of his kids. His kids are all of his kids are at the university he's in. All of his kids. But his oldest son works for him on his staff. His 2 sons are there in college playing football right now. His daughter is on the basketball team.
Okay, I asked you this. Remember, we talked about earlier individualism. So the things that you just described was individualism. Is what he's doing as a very successful, prestige Black man. Does those dollars circulate back into the Black community? I'm asking how.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think that's where the thing. I could see the backlash for that because of that. Does what he accomplished, does it help his community directly?
How do we know that it doesn't?
I'm not saying it does or doesn't. I'm asking. And maybe some people think it isn't. How he spends his money is his choice, Bridget. But at the same time,
look at you.
No, it is his choice. No, it is his choice. I
Yeah.
100% agree with you with that. But what I'm saying, when we're talking about community building, money matters. That money matters in our community, and it's circulating. Other communities do this. This is nothing new, and they do it well. There's another community, they do it well. I say that's where maybe I've read some of the backlash, if you're looking at it from that mentality.
What's your opinion on it? Since you're trying to talk in third person, what's your opinion on it?
She said, yes, his kids are Black. He spends his money on them. That's still individualism. If
So
you're
what's your
building
opinion
a
on it,
community,
Kinfo?
I'm just saying, if you're building a community, you cannot think individual.
You being super athletic by dodging this question.
Okay, what do I think? What's the question?
What you think about Deion?
I don't think anything. I wonder. Those are my questions.
Oh, that's all you got?
I'm not educated on him enough to say if he does or doesn't.
Sure.
I would ask him, like, with some of his choices, leaving the HBCU and those things. I would ask questions, or I could research, which I will now that I'm talking all this ish.
Yeah, thank you.
How his dollars has circulated back into the community.
You know when he was at Jackson State, he only took half his salary, and half the salary went to the school.
I did not know that.
Did you know that all of the, I would say HBCUs probably got television time, I think only for like their championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Deion, HBCUs now have a contract with ESPN to be on TV. Football games and basketball games. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Did not know that.
Deion did a lot while he was there for those 3 years, 4 years, however long it was. He did a lot, but you can only do so much given the situation. And he was going to be bigger than that program. That was inevitable. But he wanted to give back. And to me, I mean, like, I ain't got no money, but like, to me, I feel like he did it. He
right.
outgrew everything he could have did while he was there. They got new uniforms. They got new helmets. They got a shoe deal. Under Armour sponsor. They got new weight room. They got all new facilities. Like, he did all of that.
Okay. And that's what I was asking. You tell me. I don't know.
Yeah, he was out here hustling. Trying to get it right.
Yeah. Bridget says, so if we are Black, are we only allowed to spend our money on Black-owned businesses? Wouldn't that also be a racist division? No, it wouldn't. That's not. I don't think. I love you, Bridget. Get out of here.
Why
No, we don't spend our Black dollars in our own community, for one.
But
that's
if we
the
did
problem.
do that, if we did only do that,
it would be a good thing.
Why?
That's not racism. If
why?
we have
why?
So we want generational wealth. We want to have wealth in our communities. We need money. That's just my opinion. We need more generational wealth because we are behind in the game.
But do you benefit from that, or does that family benefit from it?
If there's more Black businesses and we're connecting, I could benefit from it. Okay, think about the hair game.
Mm-hmm.
Black hair, how much money does that make? Millions of dollars, but who's benefiting from that? Financially, who's benefiting from that?
Black women? That's who doing it? The Black woman doing it?
The products. Who owns it?
The lady that does my hair creates her own products.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Come on, like Johnson, all those, they're white-owned companies. They're making the most.
Oh, they breaded like chicken tenders for sure.
They're profiting off of us.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep, Nike, Jordan, all that.
We have, and Black people, if we have our own businesses and we have our own things, like Tyler Perry, what's going on in Atlanta, think of how many people he's employing, what he's doing as an entrepreneur, because technically that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's circulating in that city.
Right.
All the way down to your janitors, food prep, like it's generating. So what he has done, he's a great example of what I'm talking about.
No, Tyler Perry's getting it done. That's a fact.
He's getting it done. He's a great example of what I'm talking about. And it's not to discriminate against anyone. Y'all, we have some problems economically in our community, and they have to be addressed. They have to be addressed.
That's a fact.
It's a
I'm with
fact.
you.
I'm very passionate about it.
I see it in your eyes.
I am.
I see it in your face. I see it.
I'm very passionate about it.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
in closing, stop the hate, bro. Love yourself. Pick up your fellow man. Pick up your brother.
and if you don't want to support Black businesses, then don't.
Right. But if you can, do it. Like ours.
Right. Who else? Hold on. So the last thing we're gonna close with is Kobe.
Yeah, RIP to the GOAT. 4 years, January 26, 2020, went down in the helicopter crash. Killed him, his daughter. I think there was 4 others on their helicopter. There was a no fly and fog warning. They tried to helicopter out of the city so they can get to practice, and the helicopter went down. RIP to the GOAT.
Yes.
4 years. 4 years. His legacy never dies, though.
No, and then just blessings and prayers out to his family. That has to be very, very rough. I think didn't his wife she just won a lawsuit about because you know what they did to him. Like they basically showed the pictures were circulating around, and that's not about money. That's principle. That's the only way she could like hit them. So very disgusting that happened. But I'm glad she won that, and just hope. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I would just say if you're grieving right now, we're praying for you. Stay in your routine. Go get any help that you need. But stay in your routine as the best as you can and talk to somebody.
For sure. Dang, we did a good show today. Shoot, I got a little heated, got a little excited.
You a hater, bro. I've been hate's flowing in the blood today.
I'm passionate. Shit. We have to stop date association.
I don't even know what that is.
Stop. Bridget, what does that mean? We have to stop date association. It's not healthy. Oh, you talking about what, Kobe? Maybe. But she says it's not healthy.
Yeah.
What are the unhealthy side effects of date association, if I'm saying it right? She's saying, right. Yeah, what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well.
All right, Big Cuz.
All right, we did good today. I enjoyed you guys coming on. You guys can hit me up on my IG at Bougie Girl, BOOSHEGURL_LLC.
Hit me at Just a Key at Heart, and it's just a key at heart. I'm not spelling it out.
And tell them what's on your page.
You're gonna learn about healthy habits, daily routines, greens, proteins, more greens. You'll probably hear me in the background and my son in the background while my wife is trying to record a video. And yeah, it's good times. Good times.
Nice. Oh, Bridget added more. She said morning every year. It can cause depression for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff his wife does. Yes. So if you guys also, if you have any topics, let me put my banner up. Sorry, my mouse is like acting up. Hit me up at bougiegirl@gmail.com, BOOSHEGIRL GURL at gmail.com. Y'all probably like, why she keeps spelling it? Because this is going to be on Spotify and Apple. So just in case they're listening, they can get the spelling. Well, thank you guys for tuning in on this Sunday, and we will be back next. We'll be back next time. You guys, I'm going on vacation, so maybe not next week. I'm going to Napa. So we'll see you not next Sunday, but the Sunday after next. And until next time, peace and blessings.
Peace.